Good evening, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. It's Thursday night, you know what that means. It's the predictions show. Jackson, join me in a minute to give his predictions for this weekend Premier League fixtures. As always, if you're watching live, get your comments in, guys, from the start. I'll ask you for your predictions as we go out for this weekend's Premier League roundup. Jamie Reid is going to also join us tonight and start the show with us and go through to the end. And then SW6 Lines TV, the Chelsea channel, is going to join us through. He's a bit late at the moment, but he's going to join us through and give his predictions. So we'll run through his at the beginning. Remember, guys, we're live every single night now. Every single night. Monday night show, of course, it's Phil's show, the Fans Who show, running back through the weekends and what's happened. Tuesday night is Jack's show, the WSL Women's Team show. A new show for Jack, so get watching it, guys. Wednesday night live, 7:30 again, is the away fan show where Jack interviews one away fan, depending who we're playing or what fixture we've got. Thursday night, obviously now, 7:30 again, the prediction show. Friday night, the Reedy show, pre-match and the review of Manchester City coming up this weekend and getting thoughts of the game from you, the guys. Obviously, watch along 2 p.m. on Saturday. We play Manchester City. The champions are coming to town with no goalkeepers, no Brazilians. We've got a chance, let's put it that way. And then always, 9:30, Sunday morning, the famous Aftermath show in Alcudia. Jamie having a brew. What more do you want to kick off your Sunday morning? But for now, it's 7:36.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
As you can see, we now know why Jack was late tonight. He was messing around on TikTok. Jackie boy, we find things out. You should know that by now. Good evening, Fee. Great to have you as always. Intaz, good to see you too. Imri, good evening, sir. Hope you're okay. Haseen, good evening, sir. Matty Bond, as always, great to have you on board, kid. Believe in the boys. We are Leicester City 3-1 win. Well, we'll come to that. We will come to that. Let me get the lads in from behind. Good evening, Jack. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yes, good, mate. Look forward to this weekend. Reedy, he's here. Look at that. He's got a smile as always, Reedy. It's good to have him on board. And obviously, is it Ben, Jack, you said earlier? Ben is going to join us from SW6 Line TV, a Chelsea channel. And we'll get his fixtures in. We can promise you that tonight.
Yeah.
Let's start it off. The first game of the weekend. A London derby. Crystal Palace have only picked up 1 point from their first 3 games against the Tottenham team, who've won 3 games, 1-0. Picking up that title from the old Arsenal team, you only win 1-0. Really, we'll start with you on this one, mate. What's your thoughts on this game, and what do you think the prediction is going to be?
I think obviously the quickest prediction for me is I think Tottenham could do these Crystal Palace, but the thing is, I think Vieira's not got a win in the last 3 games, I don't think. So it's think that they need to be getting something now, otherwise Vieira could get the chop already. So I think, honestly, I think now it could be a draw. So I'm going to go for a 2-2. But like I say, I could see Tottenham doing it, but obviously, like I say, Palace needs to get something to this game.
Jack, what's your thoughts, mate?
Tottenham unbeaten in the first 3 games, 1-0. It's not really been the best of performances by Tottenham, but they'll take the 1-0 wins each time, as you would a football fan. Harry Kane scored a big goal yesterday against Poland from long range. That'll give him confidence going into this week's game against Crystal Palace. Palace, on the other hand, under Patrick Vieira, they're still learning to play the way he wants them to play, and they're struggling right now. They didn't really play well against Brentford. And they didn't really play well against Chelsea. Palace at home, though, they'll be right behind the team. Spurs last time out. struggled against Palace at Selhurst Park. So I'm going to go Tottenham 2, Crystal Palace 1 in this one.
2-1 to Spurs. Well, I'm going to stick with the famous 1-0 to Tottenham at the moment. I've just got a feeling they're going to nick another game. It'll be close. I really do. I think Vieira got the point last time out, and I think Palace will start to turn. They've brought enough quality in that team. They've brought some very good players for me in different positions. They've tried to strengthen that team, and I don't think they'll struggle this year. Palace will be in normal 10th, 9th, 10th position and have a good season for me. We then go on to the relegation derby between Arsenal versus Norwich City. The big spending Arsenal versus the not spending at all Norwich. What's your thoughts on this one, Reedy?
I think the only thing you could do is laugh, because obviously if this is the way that Arsenal don't want, this could be very bad for them. And don't get me wrong, saying Norwich is, again, it's another team that they've not even won a game or not even drawn a game yet. So it's something that they need to get some points, and it's probably the best chance against Arsenal. So you never know. I am going to go for a draw, though. I'm not going to go for a win for Arsenal, even though they probably need it more than Norwich. I'm going to go for a 1-1.
Oh, sit on the fence, really. Sit on the fence. 1-0, 2-1, 2 draws so far. Desmond and a 1-0. Jackie boy, what's your thought? And get your comments in, guys. Put your scores in. I did forget to read the last one out. I'll say that now. What's your thoughts, Jack?
This one's a David versus Goliath fixture. Arsenal are still a big club. Revenue in that anyway. I don't know about the football on the pitch. They got a spanking against Manchester City last game, 5-0. Norwich gave Leicester a game. They made it very difficult for us. And it'll give them confidence. Obviously, they haven't won this season. They got a 5-0 battering against Manchester City themselves, so Arsenal's not alone in that one. They lost 3-0 to Liverpool as well. Will it be the Pukka party at the Emirates come 5 o'clock on Saturday? It remains to be seen. I'm going to go for a shock win in this one. I'm going to go for a Norwich 2, Arsenal 1.
Oh, Jack. You are a 2-1, 2-1 then. I'm not going for any upset here. This is, I'm not having any of this upset this weekend. Aubameyang and Lacazette will have a field day in that Norwich defence. And Leicester should have had a field day for me. We played a very bang average championship team for me. And we came away luckily with a win. So, no, I'm going for a 3-0 Arsenal win. Lacazette and Aubameyang to get on the score sheet, and Arsenal to get off to their first win of the season in the Premiership. Who would have thought we'd said that 3 games in and Arsenal haven't won a game? Let's see what you guys are saying for this game then. I see it says 2-0 to the Arsenal. Funny thing, Arsenal have gone 3 games and no goals. Exactly, that's got a turn. Fee says 2-0 to Norwich. She's following you, Jack. Jamie Vardy says a 5-0. I'm presuming Norwich. Norwich 3-2. No one's backing Arsenal.
If that happens,
oh, mate, I think it's 1-1 to be fair. Jack, you went to the Pukka party. Did you know when you went to Norwich? Jay says 0-0. Ian says 1-0 to the Arsenal, the famous tune back in the day. We then move on to the third game of the weekend. Brentford versus Brighton. 2 teams who have had goodish starts to the season, picked up some points. Reedy, where do we go in this little classic?
I don't want to go on the fence again, but I think this is another one where it's Brighton are a good team again this year, and it looked like, say, from how they played, obviously the results haven't been the best for them, I don't think, but like I say, Brentford as well, they've only just come up, beating Arsenal, they've done well against Crystal Palace, so it's a thing where both teams are going to be competing for each other, and I think it's, again, I don't want to say it, but it's going to be another probably 1-1, I think. It's not... I can't find a winner in any of these first 3 teams. So
all I'm going to say, really, if you've got a spare fiver, go and put it on. Go and put it on 3 draws, mate. And I can imagine the odds would be hilarious for that.
I'll put it on now. Yeah.
Jack, what's your thoughts on this one, mate?
Brentford have had a fantastic start. 5 points from the last 3 games. A good start for Thomas Frank's side. They're at home for this one, so the Brentford crowd be right on their backs this game. and pushing them all the way from the first until the full time. Brighton, on the other hand, won away at Burnley, lost to Everton in recent games. Will that knock Brighton's confidence going into this one? Brighton still perform better from home than they have at home. But Ivan Toney versus Neil Maupay, this one, the battle of the strikers again. Who's going to come out on top? I'm not sure. But I'm going to go for a home win. I'm going to go Brentford 1, Brighton 0.
1-0. For me, crucial for the Brentford this season of winning those home matches. The win against Arsenal was massive for them to get off to that flying start in the Premier League. We all know it breeds confidence winning games of football matches. Against a Brighton team who started all right. You know, they beat Burnley on the day. I think they beat Watford the next game, so they've picked up 6 points so far, and then they lost to Everton. For me, I just think that home advantage, that small compact ground that Brentford's got, is going to be vital for them staying in the league, and if they can keep that home form, it'll be massive. I'm going for a 2-0 Brentford win. You guys are saying for this game, Fee says a 2-2 draw. Matty Bond says 2-1 to Brentford. Brentford will go in front, but Brighton like to come from behind. 2-1 to Brighton. Not up to that game yet. As he says, 1-1 draw.
It's a lot of draws.
3-1 to Brighton, says Jason.
Top draw this one.
Jack says 1-1. Mark says 1-1. We then move on to the biggest game of the weekend, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Leicester City versus a depleted Brazilian Manchester City team with a 36-year-old Scott Carson, former Derby reject, in goal possibly for them this weekend. Will be interested to see who they play in goal, because I haven't got a scoop as if they're going to do that or not. Jack, don't you think it's going to be Scott, do you, mate?
I don't know. Apparently you find out later on tonight whether it's going to be Edison in goal on Saturday, so we'll see. Guardiola's press conference is tomorrow, so we'll see what he says.
Being interesting. Really, what's your thoughts on this big game of the weekend?
I ain't gonna sit on the fence again today. This is a big one for us, and I think with the team news that I've been hearing about, obviously maybe Scott Carson starting, Jesus not starting. It's something that, you know, like actually gives me a bit of positivity. Like beforehand, I did say that if we play like we have done the first 3 games, it's not going to look that good if they're on form. So, but I think if the players are out that we know are out and who are in, they've still got a lot of players, but I still think we could do them. We just have to be at our best. Obviously, Soon just not been the best recently, even for Turkey. So it's something that we have to be just worried about him a bit, but we should do them. We've obviously got Vardy now. Hopefully, he scored a few goals already, so hopefully that kicks some starts. And I think really we could do them. We just have to be at our best. And I think I'm going to go for a 3-2
to Leicester.
Yes.
3-2 to Leicester. Jack, what's your thoughts on this, mate? Because it is difficult, like Reece said, without knowing the team news. I don't see how the Brazilians are going to play, because they were told before they left the country that they wouldn't be allowed to play in the football games, mate. So I don't see them starting. It was part of the remit. If they left to go and play in Brazil, they weren't going to be allowed to play. So I don't know how they could suddenly magically change this situation.
Yep. It's going to be a head scratcher, this one. Especially with the Brazilian news and former sheep shagger Scott Carson in goal. But no, massive game this one. Leicester always turn up against the bigger sides. We're always there to fight and battle our way through. Manchester City have got 6 points from the first 3 games, losing to who finished third in a 2-horse race, Tottenham Hotspurs, in the first game. Leicester, on the other hand, struggled against West Ham, got completely hammered that game. It was more like we were pissed and not actually turned up for the game. I think we struggled really against Norwich. We didn't really play well after the 11 minutes after Ricky P went off, which took that energy out of the game for Leicester. We then fighted back second half and made it hard work for ourselves. We got that second goal, which was a winning goal. Norwich really could have had that other goal if Cantwell weren't offside, but, you know, we take the 3 points, we move on. Leicester, Brendan Rodgers, we've got our defence back. Will Vestergaard and Johnny Evans feature this weekend? It remains to be seen. Cags is making mistake after mistake. He's always made that one mistake, but then he's gone over the top this time and got sent off yesterday against Netherlands. So where does that put him in the right frame of mind going into this one? You don't really want him getting away silly decisions and silly penalties and getting sent off this one. Jamie Vardy, 2 hat-tricks against the Guardiola Manchester City side. And another player who did it was Lionel Messi. Vardy loves a goal against the so-called top 6. He's got a fantastic record and one of the best against them. I think Leicester's going to edge this one. I think Lutman's going to start this game. I'm going to go Leicester City 2, Manchester City 1.
Leicester City 2, Manchester City 1. Another... Oh, okay. Ben's dropped out then. Well, it's a different one to call, but I've got a good feeling. And after seeing that Daka goal in training, it gives me even more of a feeling. What a finish that one if you haven't seen it yet. Daka with a scissor kick into the top corner past Kasper Schmeichel for fun. If you haven't seen it, go on Twitter. I've shared it. Amazing goal from Daka, and it gives me a bit more confidence to see him getting a game now and then. I'm going to be honest, I've got a good feeling this weekend, and I've got a feeling that Vardy will continue his fine form in the league and push towards on and keep himself away from Cristiano Ronaldo, who might be thinking of making the 100 club, and everyone else who wants to join Jamie in there. I'm going for a 2-0 Leicester win. I've just got a good feeling. I know we've had our problems at the back this season. And I know Sancho, I've seen the cards, and I thought it was a bit unlucky with one of the yellow cards. I thought the second one was a bit harsh to go, really. He did go for the ball, and he's just turned him and gone in behind. But I've got a good feeling about this weekend, and Leicester do like to cause an upset against the big club. So I'm going for a 2-0 Leicester City win. What are you guys' thoughts on this game? Jay says 3-1 to the City. 0-0 ball draw. As long as it's exciting, I could take that. We need to buy talent. But Jason says 3-1 to Leicester. Andy Meda says 3-1 Manchester City. Sorry, Andy. Matty Bond says a 3-0 draw. Oh, is it going to be like the Arsenal game? Can we nick it in the 92nd minute and everyone just goes mental in the ground? Fee says a 3-0 Leicester win. Good evening, councillor. Thank you as always for watching. Mark says at 3-1 to the Mighty Foxes. Who else? Paul says 0-0. There's a couple of 0-0s. Joanne says looking for a good game. 3-2 to Leicester. A 2-1 to the City. Really stop pulling your face. Oh, bless him. Jason said 3-2 Leicester, and says 4-2 Man City. Ooh, that hurts, that would. City 2-1 says Phil. We then move on to, we'll say, a sort of homecoming game for this gentleman. Apparently Cristiano signed for Man U. I didn't know about it. I haven't seen it in the press at all over this last month and a half that apparently he was going there. Apparently he has gone there now. Fair play. Man U, you've gone to sign a talented individual, even at the age of 35, near 36, against the Newcastle team. Well, struggling mad to get any sort of form or goal scoring ability in the Premier League. Really, where do you start on this one, mate?
I think there's no doubt about it. I think we've said it before, and we've heard about it so much that he's come back, and people are saying he's not going to do well. People say he's going to do amazing. I honestly think he's going to be one of the best players in the league again. It's something that you just can't. You're not going to be able to stop him really, and I could see him getting maybe a hat trick already tomorrow. I don't know. Oh, sorry, Saturday. I don't know why. It's Newcastle. I can see it being a battering, to be honest. I think Newcastle will score because of St. Maximin, but it's not going to be an easy fight for him. So I think it's going to be a 4-1 Man United.
4-1. A walk in the park. Jackie boy, what's your thoughts on this, mate?
It's the homecoming of the CR7. Manchester United fans are going to be creaming themselves over this one. I mean, fantastic. World class. Fantastic. Newcastle don't have a No,
Oh, dear, Jackie boy, where did you come up with that saying before we even started it?
no, Newcastle don't stand a chance. They're not really been great. Man United, Bruno Fernandes and that, they've got fantastic players. They're at home as well. Jadon Sancho, Varane. I'm going to go Man United 4, Newcastle 0 in this one.
I'm just going to try out the move. Evening, Tom, Reedy and Jack. You haven't missed it, Dave. Jack just said, "Pants doing a bit funny," and now the young boys have lost it completely.
I just can't believe he said it.
Oh, dear. What do you say, Jack? 4-1?
4-0.
4-0. Like you say, it's the homecoming. The Messiah has returned, and they say form is temporary, class is permanent, and Cristiano is world class. I'm just going to carry on because you boys lost it. Absolute class to the core, and I really right. I can see him getting a hat-trick at the weekend. I really do think he'll be flying, and Newcastle will not be able to touch him. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 Manchester United win. At that point, Joe Reedy's clicked out. What are you guys thinking of this game then? Jason saying 5-0 to Man United. Hassan says 4-0 Man United. Matty Bond says a 4-1. Mark Harris says 2-1. CR7 sent off in the second half. Clown. Jay says Messi is better. There's a debate, but not for tonight. Animado says 6-4. Good evening, Dave. Amateurs, superior. Amateurs.
I can't stop it. Right.
Jack has been spending too much time taking selfies. Yeah, totally agree with you, Fee, on that one. Dave Evans says that 3-0 United. Really needs a timeout. Oh, I think about it.
Give me a second.
Cream to the top. Oh, boys, the cream will come to the top, Jack. Remember that one later. Can you remember that Ronaldo shit? He had enough of the kids. Can you sort him out, please? Oh, here we go.
Oh, for God's sake.
Some people might say that Jack is creaming this one.
Let's move over to the next game.
Right, as we now move on to... Oh, he's whipping it apart now. Now we move on to the South versus the West. Oh, yes. I've lost it. Southampton, well, it's not had a bad start to the season. Had a good point against Man United in last time out against a West Ham team who would be flying and probably be very gutted to have drawn with Crystal Palace in their last game 2-2. Really, what's your thoughts on this one, mate?
So Southampton, West Ham, obviously they did us dirty for quite a while. But yeah, they did us. Yeah, they did us dirty. They did this day, obviously, when we lost 4-1 to West Ham. But Southampton have looked good. Obviously, they've got Danny Ings in. They've got, what's his name, Bailey in. They've got Buendia in. There's a lot of players that they've signed, and they're not an easy team to beat now from last game. So
you're talking about Villa there, mate, if you're talking about Ings, Buendia.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Southampton, no. Yeah. Move over to the Villa game later on. But Southampton, no one good anymore. And I think West Ham's easily going to get a batter in here. So West Ham 3-0.
Thank you, Rudy. Right, there yourself now.
There you go.
3-0. Jack, what's your thoughts on this one, mate?
Southampton ain't really played well this season. As a fact, West Ham have been battering people. Mikel Antonio all over people. I'm
gonna block her.
Fantastic West Ham this season. Crystal Palace weren't really an easy team to beat, was they? They got the draw at West Ham, which is fantastic for them. I'm gonna go West Ham 2, Southampton 0 on the South Coast.
1-2 to West Ham, Jack. Yeah. I've got a 2-0, so to West Ham.
2-2.
Mate, you score as you go along. What are you having, Jack? What's the score?
I'm going to go 2-0, Mikel Antonio double.
Good shout. I've got a feeling this one's going to be my first draw of the weekend, and I'm going for Le Desmond. I'm going 2-2 in this fixture. I
No.
think there'll be goals galore, and I think after the last game, West Ham have been found out a little bit that if you get the ball into their box, they're not as solid as you think at the back, and they might not be able to attack well and score goals, but they'll also concede goals. So I'm going for a 2-2 on this. Dave Gavin says 3-1 to the Hammers. Hazine says 2-1 to West Ham. Andy Meadows says 2-1. I'm not even looking at them now.
No,
Mark says 1-3. Fee says 1-1. I can't stop laughing now. Everyone's gone. Everyone's gone. We then go into the WW weekend of Watford versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Reedy, what's your thoughts on this tight affair? Both teams, very, very poor start to the season.
I don't know why, but I have a soft spot for Watford. I don't know why. I think because I think I've got a kind of a crush on what was his name? Ismail Sarr.
Will Hughes.
Ismail Sarr, yeah, Ismail Sarr, really. I wish we got him before he even went to Watford, but I think him alone could carry this game. And obviously, you could say people like Adama maybe for Wolverhampton, but I just can't see Wolves doing much. Like, don't get me wrong, they've been playing well, but there's nothing. I don't see anything in that side that's going to get them goals other than maybe Jimenez, but he's not really scored at this. He's not even done much this start of the season. So I think Watford could do this one, and I think it's going to be a 2-1.
2-1 to Watford. Fair play. Jack, what's your thoughts on this, mate?
It's going to be a difficult one. Wolves, Adama, they don't seem to be scoring, do they? Adama Traore running all over teams and don't even to know where the goal is. Jimenez, Trincao, they don't seem to be scoring either. Watford, they're not easy to beat. Vicarage Road. Read it. Stop.
Andy Meadows, behave yourself. I've just read your comment.
I'm gonna.
I can't believe you started this, Jack.
Sorry, I had to say it though. I'm gonna go Wolves 3, Watford 1 in this one.
3-1. That's a big one for Wolves. Like I say, Wolves, no wins so far this season. Had so many chances in every single game. I've watched them play and probably should have taken more points than anyone else in this. But for some reason, just cannot get that ball in the net. Traore, where he's been flying this season for Wolves, and he should have scored 2 at Leicester. He should have scored a couple against Man United. But for some reason, he just cannot get the ball. Watford and then, big opening day win for them. Beating Villa 3-2, sorry, and then losing to Brighton, another poor result. I've just got a feeling that Watford will be the team in this one who might just nick it. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Watford win. And you guys are saying in this one, we will not go to that comment. Watford says 1-1. Matty Bond says 0-0. Yeah. Watford will cream this one. Watford 1, Wolves 3. Mark says Le Desmond 1-1. That's normally 2-2, but Le Desmond. There we go, Le Desmond 2-2. Guys, stop it. I know, it's gone tonight. You lot beat us to show. Yeah, it's gone to show. This week's gone to pop. I promise you how it's gone. Yeah. We then move on to the last game on Saturday, the 5:30 kickoff. Chelsea. We've had an amazing start to the league season. Very unlucky at Liverpool the other week to have a man sent off in that game and probably not taking all 3 points. They were in better team with 10 men against a Villa team who have had 1 win this season. Or I think it's 1 win. They've got 1 win and they drew with Brentford in the last game out. Wade starting this one, the Reedy. This is the one where Dan Ings plays for Buendia. Just so you know.
Yeah. Like I said, I said that Southampton had these, but obviously Ings is going from Southampton to Villa. You've got Buendia as well. You've got Bailey. So it's going to be a hard one because obviously now they're playing Chelsea instead of being against another team. It's going to be a hard one. Obviously, Lukaku's been on form since he's come back to Chelsea, so it's going to be like the Ronaldo thing with United as well. But it's hard for me to say. I want to go 2-2, but I just think like Chelsea's going to have too much for him. But I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going to go for a 2-2 there.
Another top draw.
Another Desmond. Jack, what's your thoughts, mate?
Chelsea is going to run all over Villa. Lukaku, Havertz, Timo Werner missed a sitter for Germany. Is that getting too big for his boots, especially how he performs last season and that? I mean, Aston Villa's going to struggle, really, without Grealish. I know they bought Buendia and Leon Bailey for the Grealish money that they've got. I think it's going to be a difficult one at the bridge. Chelsea seem like a different animal this season. Look, Romelu Lukaku, what a fantastic striker. The way he's muscled himself up, and he's a top draw striker. I'm going to go Chelsea 3, Villa 1 in this one.
Chelsea 3, Villa 1. I honestly think this could be a cricket match score, this one this weekend. I really do. I just think Chelsea are flying, and I think Lukaku's just turned them into the complete team that they were missing last season with Timo Werner. He was doing well, but he wasn't the man to link the play up and then get in the box. Lukaku's just made this team even better. And, you know, like we say, we talk about the team. They've still got players to come on the pitch who can change games for them. I'm going to go for a 4-0 Chelsea win for this one. I think Villa are just going to have one of those days that you turn for a team who could be up there challenging for the title and take a whipping from. 3-2, Mark says, Harris says on this one. Matty Bond says 4-0. 3-1 to Chelsea. 3-2 to Chelsea. Close games. Chelsea will whip Villa. It's gone now. The moment's gone. Lots of people saying Werner had a terrible season. I don't think he had a terrible season, Percy. I just think that he was getting used to the Premier League, and the same as Brendan Rodgers has said about Daka and Samaris, they're going to take time to adjust to a different type of league. And look, we've seen players have a poor first season and smash it the second. So he's going to struggle getting in, but he's got a chance when he does play. We then go to the only game on Sunday, what feels really strange to only have one game on a Sunday this weekend. Leeds United versus Liverpool. Last season, this finished in one of the games 4-3, if I remember rightly. I think it was the second game of the season at Anfield. It's a classic. And I think they only drew 1-1 at Ellen Road in the return leg. Really, what's your thoughts? The Leeds team have done all right this season against a Liverpool team who have started off as the mean to probably look to get to another title under their belt.
To be honest, having to think about it, I'll probably want to back Leeds here. Like their stadium when they've got the fans in is a full crowd at Ellen Road as well. It's you can't not take that seriously. And obviously, yes, Liverpool have been doing. I think they've got 3 out of 3 at the moment. But it's soon that they can't. I don't think they'll be able to kind of resist really. And I think you've got Salah. Yes, they've got Mane as well, and they've got Jota. But I think with the, like I say, it's mainly the fans. The 12th man for Leeds, I think, really could do him. Like I say, I don't know much about it, but I think both teams are going to go for it. Like I say, Bielsa always goes for it, even if they are losing 3-0. But I could see this being, I want to say a job. I'm not. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Leeds.
2 versus 1. What's your thoughts, Jack?
Bamford, Calvin Phillips, fantastic players. Rafinha, he ain't gonna be featuring this game, is he? He's another Brazilian nut. I mean, Liverpool, is Firmino going to be playing this game as well, considering he's Brazilian, or is it just Fabinho and Alisson?
Just Fabinho and Alisson, what I know of. I don't think what's the name went with the squad. If you didn't travel, then no, you will be fine.
I think Salah and Mane is going to rip up Ellen Road. Leeds, I don't think they've got enough to beat Liverpool. Yes, they're a very good side, Leeds, on their day. Yes, they're at home, which gives them the advantage. But I think Salah and Mane is going to be too much for their defence. I'm going to say Liverpool 2, Leeds 0 in this one.
2 Liverpool. I'm going to sit on the fence in this one. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I just think Leeds at home with that raucous crowd. They have been away from the Premier League for 16 years. Last season, back in the top flight and couldn't go to the games. They're going to want to get that first home win of the season. They drew with Everton in their last home game, or a game before that. So they're going to want to start picking up some home wins now. But I just think Liverpool got a little bit of too much quality in the team. And I've just got to finish going for a draw on this one. So what do you think, guys? 1-1 draw. Matty Bond says, hate them both, so 1-1. The Desmond from Mark. V says 2-1 to Leeds. Leeds will want this more at home, I think, 2-2 draw. Andy Meadows says 3-1 to Liverpool. Leeds 1, Liverpool 3, says Nick. And last one there, I'm going for a surprise here for 2-0 to Leeds. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Brings us on to the Monday night game. Classic. Everton versus Burnley. Rafa Benitez versus Charles Dyes. Two technical genius managers against each other who want to defend for their lives and try and see a game. But fair play, Damari Gray's had a flying start to the season. 2 goals in 3 games. He's looking very tidy for them. And when you got a manager who'll play and believe in you, I think we obviously said that there is a good player there, but he needed the right manager to bring it out of him. We'll see at the end of the season for me. Really, what's your thoughts on this one, mate? The final game of the Premier League fixture, game 10.
I think every time I see a fixture of Burnley in it, I always see a draw. I don't know why. It's just I can't see a team who are against them beating them on the more attacks. Obviously, yes, you've got Damari Gray, who's been playing well. You have got I'm guessing Richarlison won't be starting as well. There's one that are missing out for them as well, but I think Everton will have enough for them. Like I say, Burnley are a very defensive team with the robot as a manager, so it's hard kind of to work it out. But I think Everton will do them, and I think it'll be a 2-1.
2-1 to Everton. Jackie boy.
The Toffees are going to leave Burnley sticky in this one. I mean, Everton. Everton, Damari Gray, he's on fantastic form going into this one. Leicester fans know Damari Gray well. He's showing his abilities at Everton. What a so-called world-class player he can actually be, if you can call him that. Burnley are struggling. They're stuck in the middle. I think Burnley are going to struggle in this one again. I'm going to go Everton 3, Burnley 1.
3-1. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything more than a home bank on this, and I'm going for a 2-0 win. I don't even see Burnley scoring. I think Burnley have sort of probably been found out a little bit now with the way they play, and I think people know that if you're defending the box well and you just let them cross the ball, and that's all Burnley are going to do, they're not going to come through the middle. So fill that box with your centre-halves. Make sure Wood and Barnes are marked out of the game. If they bring Vidra on, they do change a little bit to the flick-on route going forward, but I think Burnley might have been found out in times up in the Premier League. For me, they haven't really signed much quality. A couple of signing this year, the most they've signed in donkey's years. I think it comes to a point where if you don't start spending the money in the Premier League, you get found out. I know they spent maybe 30 million this year on 2 players, but I just got a feeling that Everton will just have that little bit too much this time round, and 2-0 to Everton. Last one for you guys. Your thoughts? Fee says it on 1-1. Everton 1, Burnley 1, Ray not to score.
I won't be surprised.
0-0 says Matty Bond. A ball 1-1 draw. Andy Meadows says I'm going 2-0 to Everton. Well, that brings us to the end of the fixture round 4. 4 games in nearly already this season. It is flying. Can't believe that we're literally already into 4 games this season. Yeah.
It feels so
I know. And to think about it, this time next week, we'll be sitting in the King Power Stadium.
Yes.
Playing Napoli in the Europa League. I shall be looking forward to this one. Remember to join me and Jack, if you can make it on time. 6 p.m. live from Peter's Pizzas. We will do the Premier League prediction show live from Peter's Pizzas next Thursday, 6 o'clock start, guys. A bit earlier next week because obviously getting to the ground and stuff. Really, thank you for coming on tonight, mate. Much appreciated filling in at the 11th hour when people were dropping out left, right, and centre. Thank you as always.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm always here.
Let's see how many points you get against us. To mention it, Jack is top of the league, by the way, on 24 points. The guests are second on 23 points. And little old Tom is last on 17 points and not on a good start to the season like Arsenal and Norwich. But no, thank you, really. Take care, mate. We'll speak to you soon.
Yep, see you in a bit, mate.
Jackie boy, as always, cheers for joining us, mate.
Pleasure.
And it was one of those nights tonight. It's been a laugh. We've whipped a storm up. Whipping cream's gone everywhere. It will be the cream pie show for this one for week 4, sadly. And, well, there's not a way to finish on it. But thank you as always, Jack. Take care. We'll see you soon, mate. And that only leaves one thing, to thank you guys as always for joining me on a Thursday night for the prediction show, chucking your scores in there. It's a good laugh, eh? We try and make it fun on this show. Not the normal show we normally do with Christ Serious. Tonight wasn't, but hey, it was a cracking show as always. Remember, guys, we're live every single night of the week now. Monday night, Phil's show, the fan show, talking of everything about the post-match of the game for the weekend. The new WSL weekly Leicester City women's show now run by Jack on a Tuesday night at 7:30. The Premier League, the away fan show on a Wednesday night, and again 7:30. Jackie Boy runs that one too. Obviously now the one you've just watched, the prediction show, 7:30 again. The Friday night show with Reedy, who's just joined us now, talking all things about the games coming up for this weekend. Manchester City in the next game, massive game. Obviously, the watch along, 2 o'clock. Join us. Me, Phil, the boys will be outside the ground live, and we will go give you the team news as it comes out. And then obviously Sunday, the famous, the massive, the famous aftermath show live from Alcudia at 9:30 in the morning. As always, guys, for me, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you on. It's a pleasure to have the banter as we always do in this chat. Dave Gavin, thank you very much, mate. Thanks to everyone who's joined tonight. Take care, and we will see you all very soon. If you're at the ground Saturday, come and say hello. We don't bite. We'll get you on. We love your views. Take care. Good night.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your... Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.